feels like it. I mean, because so much as focus has gone on to the strategists, really, it feels like one of those moments. But it's like you have the one-sided Elsa, you have to make use of it if you're 100 Thieves. Otherwise, it's a complete waste.
Well, we got Cozy and Gaskin on the cast to take us into
Wait,
our
Cozy!
match. Take it away,
Cozy's
gentlemen.
casting!
Alrighty, folks, welcome from host up here to cast another multiversal variant here, and Gas, good to be with you, my man, as we open up the match.
Let's get it, chat.
To the main
RAD
stage.
against
Right away,
100 Thieves. Like I said, ranked top.
I mean, I like the fact that we get the one-sided Luna
Top
again
3
for
from
100
each
Thieves here. We saw that in
EMEA
their previous
and
match
NA.
against Reject, and they were able to really capitalize on it. So a lot of advantages when it comes to those ults, being able to counter as well with that Luna. So we'll have to see whether they can take down RAD here.
For sure, and Lugia going on the Hulk here, I love, because you have Delina on the Widow. They ban the Elsa, so force it in the face, right? Domination already a little bit of a
Yo, what's up,
smaller
Window?
map
How you
size,
doing, my
all the
friend?
Constant chaos. So when you don't have the Elsa, put the pressure there on the Widow, and the hit scan guy we know as Delina looking right away at that point. Obviously not going to go to either side as Ducky in the fight for the Vanguard spot. Kitty go down first.
Yeah, Self gets the win in terms of the duelist versus duelist. We're wondering
Chat,
who's
that's
gonna be
not
the
my
better
cursor.
Black
Don't
Cat.
yell at
Self
me,
says,
bro.
I'll play Daredevil instead.
Does
and we know
the
Daredevil runs very well into
can
that
the
Black Cat, so
production
does
team
get
take the
switch
cursor off the screen,
Absolutely,
please?
as a big Black Cat player myself, I hate going against Daredevil, so Self just going to elect to go on the counter side rather than the mirror, and right off the bat, 100 Thieves going to get that first claim of the point. It's all about momentum here, folks, as we have Delina standing in that nice healthy range, going to go and pick off Bruce Banner. Oh, he gets a grenade off, but not in time, as Self gets the second.
Self again onto Kitty. I think there's going to be a lot of focus onto Smash as well. Playing on the Elsa, it's a one-sided Elsa. They did manage to ban it and keep it on their side. We know how impactful Elsa can be, but Delena at the moment doing absolutely terrible things to the other team. We know Black Widow is just one of the best picks in the game at the moment.
Yep, we got both Gambit bans on our ults on either side, right? So at this point, looking pretty healthy on the ult economy side. We'll see how Delina uses this Widow ult. Each kind of use and elected at different times. Self ready for the dive. Love the stance. And
Why
ready
didn't I listen to J3?
Exactly that entrance
I tell you guys who's gonna win
They
every
don't need to
single
pop it
game.
just
So
yet
if
as
you
well.
guys
That's gonna
don't
be the
believe
exciting
me and
thing
you
for
lose your
them. They can
money,
save
that's
it.
on
They
you
can wait
guys,
and see
bro.
what RAD have to offer at the moment.
That's
RAD
on you
have to
guys.
try and break, but now they've got Gambit ult of their own. The Raging Royal Flush will come out, but you can already see Vinny slams down Kitty again. He can't find any room in the map at the moment.
Yeah, those matchups going in match, blow for blow. And Delina finds himself with that ult. The pick there on Smash. So even the odds, and now tilting it over to their side. Absolutely beautiful.
I like how
use of the
Delena is
surprise
running
there,
it,
really
like
slowing
running
that
it down in
half
front of
pick
3
world as
people,
well,
and he's
man.
just
I
not
mean, this is
dying.
looking confident. 100 Thieves, 70% up already.
Very much on top here, and yes, okay, you're going to have the Glartrox coming out of spawn here for RAD. Vertigo's going to have ult as well to work with, so the invisible boundary is pretty good maybe just to keep you alive, and you're going to need something here because 100 Thieves are holding so strong.
And don't you love how Crazy Kitty went over to the Daredevil? Now you have Self more on the aggressive offensive side of the Black
That's
Cat,
going to
making
be a
some more
great
distraction
matchup,
going
by
as
the way.
points tick up
Crazy Kitty
towards that
against
first zone.
Self.
Needs to nail the
That's going to be a
Glartrox. It's gonna come up
crazy
hungry.
matchup.
It is absolutely trying to feast Self now going in for the quick hit and pick, but does the job at Black Cat. Just be that distraction.
It's going to be eyes on Kitty now as well. Can you make the difference as you switch over to the Daredevil? Lugia Goat also very close, playing on the Rogue at the moment to the ultimate. But you've got to try something here. Someone has to pop. Otherwise, you're just going to go down in the neutral and struggle a little bit. But Ducky doing very well on the group to just force people away.
The land bets are looking like bets here and comfortable as Self just going to get in and
Don't
out.
pro
and force
players
that
scream?
vertigo
Wouldn't the
hold.
other
Now this
team
is gonna
hear
give
them? Chat,
plenty
you're
of space
wearing-
to move in. It's going to be blow
You're
for blow.
you're
As
wearing
both strats
earphones that have the
hold
game
it
sound,
in.
and then
Hold
you're
itself
wearing
ready to go once again if needed. Gets a
what do
pick
you
on
call it?
Vertigo. It's a big one, but Kitty
Soundproof
did that.
headphones.
Kitty gets 2, but Vinny is
You
able to
can't hear
respond
anything.
onto Ducky as well. So 100 Thieves still have players up, but the Glartrox
Oh,
does
the
manage to connect, but they can go
Glartrox is
down
looking
as
like
well.
my
The combo
Glartrox
is
out there,
huge
bro.
As RAD really struggling to hold on to this one at the moment.
Yeah, somebody get glasses for that Glartrox. Nothing coming up from that. And quickly, time is fading over time. Ticking. It's going to be the fight on one. Crazy Kitty going to go ahead and get Delina out of here. And that first cap is going to Rad's side. All it takes is a chance. You're telling me there's a chance here, Gaskin.
It did eventually just allow Crazy Kitty to have a little bit more freedom on the map with Self switching over to Black Cat. An interesting switch, it has to be said, considering Self was doing so well previously against Kitty, had forced Kitty off the Black Cat. He even went to Torch for a little bit as well. Now he's going to have Let the Devil out. So this is going to be concerning for 100 Thieves. Their backline are going to be very vulnerable here.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at that last fight, the way Rad was able to use the ults that they had, and 100 Thieves kind of left empty now. Delina, though, did get value off Smash that last ult. We'll see if we get the sniper ready to go again. You know, change of a kit, but still there and lethal from afar. Crazy Kitty going to go ahead and let that Devil out and try to find some value here, folks. And it's
Oh,
only
poor
him
guy,
to
bro.
find
He
the
just
spawn
fell
room as
over.
The Devil sent back to hell.
Yeah, great response from 100 Thieves, and now you've got Delena popping it as well and popping those shots. He's popping, he's looking.
Oh,
Shot
poor
down by Smash
Delena.
immediately. 100 Thieves applying a lot of pressure here, but Rad trying to hold up.
Yeah, that ult gets a lot of respect now, and just absolutely putting the pressure whenever you pop it is the way to go. Vinny finding Vertigo from this is going to open up the door now. Can they close it as another one for TTK?
Dude, kill the Groot!
Pistols at max and 100% and lethal. Ducky up in the air playing up high on the advantage. Crazy Kitty keeps getting these picks, though, to even the odds here, Gas.
Strangling Prison's going to be there as well. Bubbles at the moment to protect himself does Ducky. You've got to remember, Millennia on the other team can negate it with CC, but Ducky slams home onto Winnie. Millennia goes down as well. So Rad
not being able to kill that Groot. Oh my.
Absolutely, and if you look at it, I mean, Ducky's ready to go with that Groot picture and get everybody in one, and they don't have a lot of answer to that. If you're on the side of the strat line, got to stay alive here from Millennia. Got to get that show on the road and get Coachella rolling here live in Los Angeles. We've got ourselves 83%.
There's no way Rad actually like pulls this
Both
back,
teams are
right?
just so good at holding. That's the problem. But now 100 Thieves have started to build up some of those ults.
They
Vinny's
do have
gonna
Groot ult.
Clobbering time available
When
to
he
him as
can
well. So
cleanse
that's
it,
gonna be able to
though.
CC quite a few players, be able to get them up in the air and allow the damage to come out from Self, you'd imagine, to try and find those picks. But it's going to be eyes on Ducky. This Strangling Prison could be huge for them.
I love the aggressive play they're going with. Oh, finding TTK and early. Delino, though, finds the pop and the finish there on the Rogue. That squishiness and health, they're wanting that back for the last match, man. If you look at time ticking already, this is it, Gas. What do they got?
Oh,
Big
he
chance
dodged
there's gonna
it.
be the opportunity now. You're gonna pop it. Glartrox is gonna eventually get put out here, and it doesn't find anyone just yet. Finally does connect with Winnie. Millennia goes down on the backside, and all the meanwhile, they were off the point. Rad hold on, and Rad take the first round.
Who needs the Glartrox when you got the guns to do it? And that is just so unfortunate. It's 99% up and out. That does not
100
happen often
Thieves
here at the
choked,
top level.
bro.
Absolutely huge from the newbies to
100 Thieves is
We're in for a show.
choking,
What are you
bro.
feeling? No 2-0s here.
The newcomers are definitely showing up today, and we heard from the interviews, right? They were feeling confident. They
TTK
think they can
4-2
take down
with
anyone in
one
the tournament,
final?
not just
That's not my
100
TTK
Thieves.
up.
I mean, even Forks on the analyst desk was saying he thinks this one's going to 3. Rad are an underdog. They're a dark horse in this tournament, and 100 Thieves just learned that the hard way.
No, absolutely. I mean, hey, if you look at it, it's crazy. We've heard so much about one Crazy Kitty, and it's showing up to the maximum degree. You know, we've heard and said one of the arguably best Black Cats. Well, I can tell you that is being said
speaking
here,
about
not
Black
only
Cats, look,
statistically,
we got
but
Boba.
right in front of your eyes,
Boba.
folks. Taking a look at it, what do you want to clean up for 100 Thieves? I mean, just finish strong. You said to the self-change earlier. I mean,
He's
they're
even
going
wearing his
aggressive,
bow
but they
tie.
need
You
to
see it,
try
chat?
to get ahead of themselves, yeah?
Yeah, I think it was a
He's such a
strange
good
swap from Self. He was
boy.
doing so much on the Daredevil, then switches up to Black Cat, starts
He's
getting
such a
beaten
good
by Crazy
boy.
Kitty. I feel like they gave them the game, gave them the round a little bit there, because he
He's such a-
3 1v1s. He had one previously when he was on the Daredevil. I understand the change. Mentioned it as well, a little bit of a distraction when they were close to getting to 100, but in the end, it just allowed Rad to take that point. And once Rad did have control, they did not let up pressure at all.
Yeah, frontline playing strong too for 100 Thieves. I think they're doing a well job, Vinny, for sure. Millennia loves to play aggressive, right? Like going from that duelist into the Luna, how perfect there. As we see, having a bit of a match game here on the ult economy. Look at it, you got the Fate of Both Worlds ready to go, and we're gonna have to use that to kind of counter the Gambit ult, most likely, if they want to go on the aggressive angle themselves. Jeff making an appearance. There it is. The cards are folded, buddy. Here we go.
Crazy Kitty
Oh,
also
TTK's
gets that
dead, bro.
first one.
TTK's by
For them,
himself,
100
man.
Thieves
He's
already
caught
been
out.
balanced, so they
Oh,
just back off. They're
TTK,
gonna
bro.
give this one up.
What
They're
is
gonna allow
100
the point
Thieves
to be taken
doing,
here
bro?
in
They're
the
not
match.
playing as a
You don't wanna give up
team.
too many KOs
They're
as
not
well.
playing
Self
as a
just says, all right, I'll
team.
go back to the respawn screen with everyone else. Ducky's still holding on to Strangling Prison, by the way. It feels like he's held
They're
on
not
for, like,
playing as
almost
a
an entire
team, bro.
round.
They're
You
lost.
gotta know when to hold them on the old side and know when to fold them whenever the fight's lost, right? Like if you're 100 Thieves, get out of there, don't overcommit. We see a lot of teams do that, especially as we were trying to get some qualifying into this match. Again, folks, whoever wins these matches are going to be going into the main stage here. It's the best down on our first day one. Luke Goat now can back up. Big pick there. Once again, Delina opening the door. We know the damage is there from him, but showing up here on the final hit side, and on their side, they've got the cards folding. Got to win this fight here as quick. It's Jeff ult. Tries to find the value, gets nothing.
Yeah, do you connect with it? Do you even
Oh,
survive?
wow.
Is usually the question. As we're going
That
to see
guy
in
got
the early
deleted.
portal as well, it would seem to try and re-engage and just stop this point from being taken. I love an early portal, especially with how well Rad have been holding. They're saying, let's just make sure we keep control of this point, but you can see KOs just so much. Delena has been fantastic on this Widow.
You know, Strange sees a million outcomes. I don't know if you saw that one. Going right out that portal, and that was it. But either way, they needed to win that fight in the neutral if you're 100 Thieves. Still don't commit too much. I mean, Ducky, the master at it right now, has had that check mark the whole time, folks. Ready to get that picture rolling. And at that, Self back on this cat. Let's see if we can get that value. Playing with the team a bit right now here. Just kind of getting a little bit of an eye of where Rad might take.
I think Ducky's very worried about the Luna. Wants that Luna to be taken down before the prison comes out, because otherwise it just gets negated so easily. But now you see Ultimates popped on both sides from Daredevil and the Black Cat here. But can you convert with anything? Maybe you can. Self does take down Smash.
Dude, Crazy Kitty is disgusting on this character. But Self, on the other hand, is killing a lot of people as well.
Everything they need, and it is now 3 for Self and falling, but definitely proud from it. Crazy Kitty going to go ahead and get the best of that matchup, but did set Thieves up for success. Getting a little bit of an opposite.
Lugia, you have to run around that box, by the way, bro. You can't keep running into it. What's my boy Lugia doing over here, bro?
Early game control, continue to hold that point, and now Rad, they have to back off. They have switched over as well. Lugia going to be playing on Hulk here, and Mash almost has Raging Royal Flush. But you can see there are
He was stuck?
on the other
Well,
side.
someone go help him.
Yeah, you know, we'll see if they kite or they just decide to go with the Luna. They've had that for a minute, right? And they didn't need it for that Ducky ult still won because that's the power Self and get all those picks on it. Now we've got the cards folded out. Can they get this value? Have to find it as the show is popped. The colors are flying, folks. Who will get the first value? Got to stay as one team in this circle. Nash going to go ahead and show why Gambit's so dangerous in this game.
Nice movement, though.
The Game of God looking for some distraction. No one getting any value. This is a win for Thieves in my book.
Yeah, good use of the fate of both worlds from Thieves to make sure they just had that counter. Delena again gets the pick onto Crazy Kitty. Now it's a 6 versus 5, and 100 Thieves can start to press with Thing here.
Yeah, you can take that Elsa, but you cannot get rid of those red bullets flying. TTK has a trance ready, both Vanguards. Ready to get this thing ended as they're going to go ahead and throw up the ult. Get everybody eyes there on Emma. 99% down. Slow down.
Oh, the combo! You saw that? Oh, the combo! He put a crystal on him and then punched the shit out of him and kicked him. Oh.
I don't love that, right? I mean, it's
oh,
right now, 3, 2, 1.
That's a huge pick too. Ducky was at 96%. Hey, we have ourselves a series, chat. We have ourselves a series.
And they felt like they had the advantage. There
Nice.
to maybe get the momentum to swap. Instead, now going into map number 3, down a big ult.
Yeah, difficult pill to swallow when you hope that maybe that if
Nice.
just do enough. But the early picks that came out from TTK on Emma at the moment, just dominating, manipulating the battlefield in his favor, being able to pick players up, throw them across the map at his will has been very difficult to reply to from Rad.
Yeah, big thing to highlight for me is Delena's always been great at the damage, but again, it's getting those final hits. It's kind of the same story that we're now going for Smash. 20k damage, doing well, but you have to secure those finals to get the job done. Self saw what we highlighted on Kitty's side to match that. Other ways around, I mean, frontline-wise, I think Thieves are really impressing me with the space and the pressure they're making.
I mean, that's what Thing does, right? Thing, the best thing you can do is just bully your opposition as well.
Can you explain why Delena's using Widow?
Well.
Widow, a lot of pros have started using Widow. A lot of people in ranked have actually started playing Widow, chat. Widow is very good. She does a lot of damage. Her ult is actually a lot better. She's getting damage boosted, which really isn't because they're banning Mantis. She one-shots any squishy, like, support character. She has a lot of, like, mobility.
Find that target, be that distraction.
Widow's really good right now.
Kind of play the same role a little bit, be that distraction and waste those cooldowns. Hard to deal with both here, but that's going to put a lot of pressure on Delena, who's been answering the call.
Answers the call, can self-answer one with an early pick. It's just going to be distraction, as you said, but maybe going to be hunted down a little bit by the opposition. Black Cat, Crazy Kitty versus Self. This is the matchup that we want, both locked in at the moment.
Exactly. Are you guys watching? This is exactly why you get the Widow now.
Disgusting. Just getting those opening picks, making
the Rockets won!
Res at that. I mean, Self-insert all the praise for the Kitty and showing.
It's a best of 3, chat. This is a best of 3.
On the Invis crowd, getting out and getting
oh, there goes Smash Naz.
That's what we needed to see is that match on the top duelist.
And that's been the difference.
Oh, he missed the next shots.
Black Widow. Now Smash not playing on the Elsa.
Also, it's really easy to farm kills on Black Widow. You just keep left-clicking someone, and then when someone's low, you right-click them, and what do you call it? You kill them.
Will take this first point, and they will hold.
Rad did a good job getting Vinny out of there as Venom. They didn't really have a lot of damage as Hulk was going down. I was kind of thinking that Vinny would be able to stall more. Had to get out of there, got the first cap. That's so important. As you know, Melinda going to go ahead and get that pick, and there it is. They've got match with the ult. But TTK, it's such a good answer to a Gambit ult. You're able to just slow down that fast offense. Melinda going to go and pop that as well. Got to get the value, but Lugia is going to get the Winnie out. So just like that, favor to Rad.
Yeah, 100 Thieves have committed a lot to this fight as well. Winnie has gone down. Delena is able to find a pick, though. So with Mash now falling, they are going to be down one strategist. 100 Thieves should be able to just bully them away and take control of this. A point you would
watching
imagine,
a Black Cat 1v1
on the back line, a little bit of Venom on Venom action.
Just seems so confusing, bro.
Both can get away to rejoin their squad.
Yeah, Noel is clapping up there as a god of symbiote, seeing 2 Venoms added, but either way, big advantage for Winnie having that ult ready to go. And when Delena is just rolling, folks, there's no ultimate popping off. That's just a clear-cut red rifle rifle getting it done. And just the queen of 40 meters and back. You can just get so much.
Jesus Christ.
Out of all the Dom maps, this is probably the
This is a
best
$500,000 tournament. That was on my screen.
So much elevation that is there for you as
that was
winner.
allowed
So
to be on
many
my screen? That shit was just
possibilities
like my
to try and catch the other team
face.
off guard, and that's exactly what Delena has been doing. But Smash has been answering back. In terms of Alt Economy, no. Now they do have reasons to try and push in here. Vertigo is going to have Sia available if they want to try and use it here alongside Venom.
Yeah, and the big thing about this is it's going to be a tough point to take when you've got the Venom there ready to stall for days. Now, when are you going to go and pop the cards up? Smash, can you hit it? Can you land? And
oh, that was very interesting. Vinny used his Venom ult to do damage to the rocket ult to try to kill it as fast as possible.
Oh, man. This is going either way here, but they're able to stall. Delena gets the pick, and now going to get that point up more to their favor.
Oh, wow, yeah, goes back again because of Delena, who has really popped off. Still has ult available, by the way. And then alongside Self, they are terrorizing RAD at the moment, and RAD have to drop off. Yes, Smash got one onto Delena, but is it a little bit too late here?
I mean, Delena just making up for the year plus of stats we haven't seen from Widow on their side.
Self is literally going crazy right now, dude.
Getting it done in the back line, and it's all about
Self is going crazy right now.
Who's going to go? You have to engage. Can't give them any confidence there. As we see Delena trying to find that angle. Just get the Venom down while you can.
And TTK almost has Psionic Seduction back again, by the way. It's going to be, I think, the 4th use that we've seen from him. Alt Economy definitely favoring 100 Thieves as they tick over to 80%. So for RAD, they have to try and fight in this neutral, but they are in dangerous territory of potentially losing the next fight because of ult and losing the entire map.
The match has to stay alive here as now TTK going to pop that ult and try to get that secure for the hometown team on domination, folks. It's coming down to the wire. Ducky going to try to kind of use that bubble to success. Waste that cooldown, at least getting the value.
We've seen better ults from TTK, but we take those. We take those. Chat. It's all about the space creation.
Sonic Seduction, but Delena getting the opening pick. They do have a 6 versus 5. Raging Royal Flush has to come out now, and it will from MASH.
Yeah, that's a good pick to get, and the res is out as well. And either way, it's Delena just getting all the pressure. They know and they understand the assignment. They've seen the Olymp feed as well. Smash getting Vinny. We got both Venoms out, but one back quick as Self gonna pop the ult, gonna find his value, folks, and Vertigo getting that out of here quickly, finds the next strategist, Gambit. Trying to find some safety, MASH and Smash.
Damn.
Get it done. Yeah, Smash has done so well, switching back over to the Elsa, by the way, just applying a little bit of pressure to Self. Those traps have been deleting as now the Gladrox comes out, but Delena on the other side still finds 2 of their own.
I mean, Lucas just trying their best.
This is a back and forth game, man.
And he is not scared, and we're not seeing much of those abilities, just the red rifle as we see now. Vinny getting himself another pick, 64% and up, still plenty of room to work with, and that's where you want to look at the ult economy for your 100 Thieves. Don't play too fast, just secure what you need to as Crazy.
Oh, what a freeze! That was a huge freeze. Oh, they still lost the support though. They're down both supports now, chat. That's bad. You gotta TP, you gotta die in TP, you gotta die in TP. You almost have Gambit. You almost have Gambit and TTK.
Clapping for that Black Cat on Black Cat. Just getting the job done on the pick side of things here. Delena gonna go to the portal play, 89% and up. Gonna get our view here on how they want to take this. Good idea for Thieves to kind of back up, allow this for the last final fight, folks. This is what you want to see to get into the play-in stage. Tied inside, portal play.
Farm Gambit, farm Gambit, farm Gambit, farm Gambit.
Raging Royal Flush, so now they're gonna pop this one, you would imagine. If RAD can potentially use the scenery to their advantage, maybe they can avoid some of this gunfire.
Now Winnie gonna go and throw up the cards, and this is how they lost the first map, just getting out a couple picks. Self needs to find that value, and getting just that on the res beacon out here, that's as good as a elimination. Gonna try to stay alive.
Yeah, was that a single Gambit ult? It looked like he only hit one person.
Raccoon in the sea up, but Smash finally gets those final picks. Smash finds another.
Oh!
2 are gonna be down. Make it 3.
Chat, this is going to RAD, bro. This is going to RAD. This is going to RAD.
Surely, and will take the first map.
I mean, could you ask for it any better? That's as close as you get in a domination map. Just coming down to that final fight. I thought really. I mean, listen, we can point out a lot of things. Crazy Kitty getting on lock and what we needed to see from the rest of Smash.
What a game, bro. What a game.
Seduction there. No picks found at all from 100 Thieves. I think that
what a game, dude.
Where they need to hide, have one person just stepping in the point to make sure they don't lose it as well. As RAD take the lead now over favorites 100 Thieves, of course, with RAD being slight underdogs just because of their experience here, Coach.
J3 stays scamming. Bro, the game is not over. It's literally a 100 Thieves map pick, and the 100 Thieves can win, and we'll go to a map 3.
But I would say most roles
Chat.
did the job right. The big difference to me Delina getting those
Don't
picks on
count
those
your
first 2 maps,
chickens
more important
until they
heroes.
hatch.
It was Luke, yeah, what?
I think that's how
twice.
the saying goes.
One was the res. Venom could get back in the snap. Just didn't seem like they could close in. When
It's not
needed.
over.
But man, that's what we want to see here, right? To get
Also,
into
by the way,
Infinity War,
everyone
we know
that is
it's the main
subbing,
stage. We
gifting
won't
subs,
be closely contested games, so we
resubbing,
know 100
prime
Thieves are gonna
subs,
fight back.
and
Going into this next one, it does
everyone
allow
following the
Hunter
stream.
Thieves to
Appreciate it,
go into
guys.
the
I just have
second half as
notifications
well,
turned
so
off
they're
because
something
it would
that is
be
more comfortable for
there's
them.
too much noise
And I
going
do
on,
think they'll be
but
a little bit
appreciate you.
disappointed because it like
Appreciate
it just
everyone
came
being
down
here.
to the execution of ults there that really favored RAD. Yeah, for sure. For me, it always feels like with 100 Thieves, you got to keep the mental strong, right? Because yeah, you're right. I mean, whenever you have something like that happen, it can deter a little bit from what you know you can do. You're that close to have it, especially if you're looking back on how they lost map 1 on that. It was 99% and up, and kind of just slipped through more and more, and they were looking for the heist. But no, security showed up, shut that down. Similarly, though, it was just
Look
how
how
RAD
good
were able to
Cozy
play
looks,
around
man.
that point. They were able to just hide away.
how
in the
good
shadows
Cozy
long
looks. Oh,
enough,
let me
wait
put
for those
myself up
ults to
here.
just deteriorate, and then they re-engaged. It was just such good execution from them. Yeah, you have to wonder if the getaway car was started up and ready. 100 Thieves thought they were, kind of running away with that. I will say, Self is definitely playing to the level that I've wanted to see here at LAN. We've seen, different Selves play throughout, getting up to this moment, and the kids got everything they need to have that clutch factor, that it factor. Crazy Kitty though, showing the same. Yeah, Crazy Kitty is unbelievable. Let's be completely honest. I think we're going to be saying Crazy Kitty's name a lot this tournament. Even if they weren't to win this one, right? Which, there's still a long way to go. They could still drop down to the lower bracket. They could still qualify through into the main bracket through here, this one. And I'm highly expecting both these teams to be there. No disrespect, of course, to Reject, who is still in here as well. Iconics on the other side. But I think we have 2 clear leaders in these play-ins. Well, listen, I mean, fans of Rivals that watched the last midseason finals over there in Guangzhou, one of the teams from the playing stage in Envy made it all the way to the grand finals, right? So it's one thing getting to that playing stage, but you also get a little bit of a buff because you're warmed up and ready to go throughout the rest of the tournament, right? So have to remember, there's just so much to play for here. Of course, if you lose here, you're not out, but definitely puts that pressure on even more. I wonder now, looking back at the
What a great Gartrox to force that C9. Well, not really a C9, but damn.
Well. Yeah, for me, if you look at that pick ban, it was Mirror for the most part. And, I mean, listen, Smash wanted that Elsa. I give them that. I don't know if that mattered too much. In fact, I don't even know if they're going to go for the ban on the Elsa this time around because how
the next match starts in about like
especially on
a minute or two. They run it back, like they do it literally back to back, chat.
Slight adjusting to what you thought was the biggest threat. I mean, do you even give the respect and the tip of the cap to Crazy Kitty and ban the cat, or is the ego too big? It's like, nah, leave it available. I think Kitty looked better when he switched over to Daredevil, to be honest. So I think that it's rough to try and use that as one of your bans because it feels like a little bit of a waste. One point of contention would probably be the Luna on the 100 Thieves side. The fact that they banned that away from RAD. Did that
How
make
many
as
matches
much of a difference as they thought it may
after
have?
this?
We did see a few times, like for example, we
have 2 more matches.
Ducky hold of the ult forever because he was worried about Luna on the other side, just negating that ultimate completely. But in the end, Millennia and the dance floor didn't really help them as much as they would have liked. The build-up of that ult was a lot slower than some of the other strategies that we saw. Sure, one thing that makes me nervous too, I mean,
the loser of this goes down to the lower bracket, chat, and they will play the winner between RC and Ace.
And then
the winner of that continues tomorrow.
Want to be too confident if our 100 Thieves going into
if you lose today, you're out of the tournament. So you basically lose on the first day. 2 teams are going home today.
Where do we think we're going to take it if you Thieves?
And we're going to Museum of Contemplation.
I thankfully see it on my screen, so it's a little bit cheating, but we've already seen 100 Thieves be able to take it to Museum of Contemplation a lot throughout the season, and of course we saw it earlier on today as well. It's just a map that they can play their 3-3, right? This meta of a 3-3 hold is just so much of what 100 Thieves want to do. If you think back to the 100 Thieves of old, we used to say they were trip-strap like merchants, right? And then when that dropped out of the meta a little bit, they did struggle when it went into 2-2-2, but now we're seeing the resurgence of it once again. Yeah, I think this 3-3 hold is good for them here. Yeah, for me too. I mean, we've seen so many 100 Thieves on Museum of Contemplation, and really what makes the biggest difference is all about the gates of point 2, right? As soon as they make it through that, I think that their record at that point is almost undefeated. When you get through...
What? They were all in range? What stops the Gambit ult from hitting his team? You have to go look at it, but I mean, there is a range to the Gambit ult, chat. Just because they're like in front of you doesn't mean you automatically hit them.
Maybe, but yeah, we're gonna.
There is a range for it.
Outside, there's that rocket coming from the top of the RAD band there. Yeah, RAD just taking away the rocket. I mean, the BRB is going to be very important in the early stages, so I don't blame them for getting rid of it as well. And the protect onto
Magneto makes sense as both feel like it's going to be such an important factor in this game. And what we saw earlier, you speak about the point 2 as well. We saw an instant portal after point 1 was
also,
lost
yeah,
to just
walls don't
re-engage
usually,
with that
YouTube chat said it,
3-3
yeah.
from 100
Walls
Thieves and say,
don't
"Look, let's
usually
just
matter
continue
when
with
you
this
game
comp. Let's
it
try and
because
hold
it
them
goes
here
through walls,
and not
but
give them any more space and have to switch off our
the
comp."
portal was
Sure,
there,
I mean,
and
when you get rid of the rocket, I mean, this is all
the
about two
portal, I
rams
guess,
going at
blocks
each
your
other,
vision,
especially
and
on
you
that
can't
point two,
ult the
so that
people behind the
one
portal.
extra res can just give you that small bit of momentum that you're going to want there, and they're going to get the save, make it a one-sided affair, right? And that's huge on these kind of off bans that you see sometimes. That's
So we have
lot
a
of the strategy that
one-sided
we like to see
rocket.
as the
Can we see the
bands
bands?
coming out here. This is
I
a
can't
big
see the
decision
bands.
for the coach there in iRemix. We'll see.
We
what
have a
he's cooked up.
one-sided-
He's ready to go. The band looking at the Invisible Woman, which I
Yo,
think
yo,
did a
can we
pretty
see
good
the
job on,
bands?
most parts there in our first domination map.
Yeah, but this is similar from RAD, what they did against Iconics, right? They had the one-sided raccoon on their second map, and it really benefited them as well. The BRB was
Okay,
huge, but the Seer, usually the Seer gets deleted so quickly, but with some of the positions that these players have been able to put that ultimate, they've made it a little bit tougher to try and eliminate it instantly. And
Oh, looks
really
like there's
only
a
needed for those
one-
first
okay,
couple
yeah,
of
that's the
seconds, right? That
one-sided
instant bit of
rocket.
damage boost can make such a difference, especially
There
when
we
you provide
go.
that to Crazy Kitty.
Both
Damage
teams
boost, you get
have
that pick,
Magneto.
and you're able to benefit off of it.
Sure,
And
I mean,
one
we just
team
saw them
does
go through
have
every single
Loki.
strategist there to pick their last save. You can tell they were trying to decide what route they wanted to go. And listen, they wanted to save the Atom potentially. Both the Lina and Self could play that to great success. I think the Loki, though, very smart save, given the fact of what just happened on the dive front.
Yeah, Loki has just been such an influential hero as well with some of these compositions.
Sure.
We'll have to see whether it can be the same going into this one. It does look like an interesting lock and ban. If I had to say one team who's on top, I don't know, RAD just seem more comfortable with what they've been able to play off the back of it.
So, I mean this with all respect, yeah, for sure. I think Loki in the save for a lot of teams would be a lot bigger. I need to see how 100 Thieves utilize Loki to the best potential. Because we say this all the time. We talk about all the best strategists in the game. There's those that play Loki and those that don't. Because the list is smaller than you think. Loki's such an important hero. So good against anti-dive. One of the best abilities in the game as we know it as the thing. We'll be ready to charge for them. And I got to say, I mean, how do you want Thieves to approach this first offensive attack? I mean, we've seen a lot of strats kind of get formed live here. We know to expect the penny.
Yeah, you've got to
The
expect
penny,
something
bro,
to
the
break here
penny.
if you're on the side of 100 Thieves, because if we get the penny on the other side, someone needs to be focusing on taking down those nests. You can't just allow the penny to run rampant. And we are going to see Lugia setting up shop now and making sure you can get those nests down and try and be as comfortable as possible. But what you are seeing as well is the team up, which gives you the
Damn,
shield
dude, that's a
rather
lot
than the
of
second nest,
lot
which is
of
a massive
nests, bro.
point
That's
contention as well.
crazy.
And controversy, some might say.
You
The
can
shield's
take
very
over
important.
Well, the
so
perfect way
much
to deal
of
with it
like
is
the
get
ground.
Self on the storm and absolutely push forward that pressure. And right away, folks, the gates open up for our second battle here between RAD and 100 Thieves. RAD win, they're in. 100 Thieves trying to steal this one from us. That, as you just said, that Pennymy getting quick work of the X-Men.
Keep an eye on Crazy Kitty on the Ultron as well. It's going to be a very different role, but we have seen Kitty perform excellently. Went up in the sky as well on this trip. Well, actually, it's going to be a 3-2-1 because they have the Bucky, and we know Bucky can be such an influential hero as well, especially if you hit one of those grabs.
Yeah, and I expect Self to switch here
Bro,
somewhat
put
soon.
me
I do
in
understand
pro
what
play
they've got
chat. Get
as
me on
Lee
Bucky.
being on the Loki as well. So just trying to get that damage and that pressure right off the bat. Don't give any chance for those nests to do much. But I mean, Penny on top of the nest, just such a good counter right now to most of the meta between the entire kit.
Yes.
So up in the air, looking for more. Big thing to kind of call out here is going to go more for that Thor team up.
There's that break that they were looking for. And just being able to get past this corner is always a huge point. The BRB will come in, so that's going to be the advantage of RAD having this Rocket Raccoon now. But Self looking to try and eliminate as Mash gets taken down, and Kitty follows as well. 100 Thieves will get their break.
Yeah, around that first tough corner, and on top of that, you look at the straddles. I mean, we got both Loki and Luna ready for more, right? So
100 Thieves broke that spawn hold so easily.
That magic rolling for the team to jump out their Avengers. Any other changes? No. Well, it looks like we got the Venom coming in, so maybe a potential stall. 3, 2, 1. It's getting low. There's the portal. The magic. Can you body block? No. 1.41. Here's a fight.
Just about get the touch, but now Delena's going to have ult as well as Winnie. And Delena will pop it and lock it, baby, as 100 Thieves take the lead. RAD are dropping like flies, and 100 Thieves will get the first point.
We're in
I just want to let you guys know, Delena VOD reviewed me and learned how to play Bucky. Did you guys know that?
Nightmare paralysis demon of the again and again, and we'll see it again now as the first spawn opens up. Delena going to swap over.
Oh, he goes to the Black Widow now.
For Widow on this point, right? Get a little bit more of that space, and we're also going to see in return Self on still that storm has the Omega Hurricane.
Well, as the game slows down a little bit, but ultimates are there. We're going to go to a Razor listen in with 100 Thieves and see what they're thinking.
Oh!
It
Listenings.
Bait the hit. I'm amping, I'm amping. Comes out, walk. I'm spinning, I'm storm ulting. Rocket, they're gonna rocket ult. Rocket on break it. Four.
They're gonna try to trade our Luna.
Top.
Top left, got top left. You can go back and swap though.
Yeah, I'm swapping.
I think you stay with Storm. Stay with Storm. We stop them.
I'm swapping.
No.
It's too late. It's too late. I'm swapping. Going with it.
Stay Storm. Stay Storm. Brody. I like those call outs. TTK, bro.
All right, a little bit of that, back and forth.
I like
there.
that. Hey, W listenings. W listenings.
DD is perfect here and perfect indeed.
I love those. They need to do more of those.
Up and ult. Look at what they both have. This is the toughest corner, folks, to cross. You get through this, and it's victory bells ringing usually. Speaking of the revive coming in big, as Vinny finds Lugia. Now at this point, Smash picking up where they left off with the important pick of Winnie down.
Yeah, Smash taking down Winnie is huge for them. Millennia's going to pop Fate of both worlds here just to try and stay alive. Vinny does have clobbering time available. He is bullying them off the point at the moment as well. Got to be careful as Magol. Can you slam it? No.
Slam dunk out, and the rim shakes, unfortunately, but Kitty continues to pick up the scraps and gets the alley-oop. Who needs a slam when you've got yourself the quick three-pointer? Done, 2-point on the point. Winnie and Vinny find more. At this point, it's looking Thieves, and the aggression is there. Luca
Oh my God, can they do it, chat?
Finds a Sibian.
Nice!
4
minutes!
So close, but they're open, and that is
4
a huge win
minutes!
for 100 Thieves.
Winnie and Vinny, baby. Winnie coming back just in time to assist Vinny, keep him alive. And again, the 150 extra shields you get on every right click is stupid, by the way. And Vinny is showing exactly why Thing is a must pick in this meta.
Winnie and Vinny got Mash and Smash. The Dr. Seuss book out here at the MSF. Love to see it. Again, the duck float. If you're new to Rivals, you might be looking at this and saying, what is going on? This point's a lot different than a lot how they work in general to push through. We often see teams use that bridge for that.
I hate this point. I hate this. I hate this cart.
Right away, and Rad has it. Guys, well,
Oh
Smash
my!
has the ult, pops the ult, but it's
Pops the ult and Delena.
And even though Smash is going to get brought back, maybe the damage already done by
I don't even know how he
he's
got
just
that kill.
sitting
I didn't know you could shoot through that.
As he is comfortable as well. And now Self going to take down Mash. Lugia
Okay.
follows afterwards. 100 Thieves are running rampant
Okay,
right now. with Kitty
TTK.
going down as well. They're going to push this quite a considerable margin through this final point. And Rad, they don't really have much to work with. They have a Seer coming off spawn, but 100 Thieves, they have answers. Delena not only having ult, but Winnie can pop the God of Mischief as well to copy whatever you want here.
Yeah, for sure. Just a bit of an awkward angle there for Rad, in my opinion. I like the fights more towards the bridge. It does give them an extra fight for the most part, because you're always going to have the third one, so I agree there. But there's Delena popping, ready, all that red room trading, as we've seen in Marvel. Once again, goodbye goes the Luna, and that's a big pick at that. Forced now to rotate out, right? You can't do anymore. Third fight, final fight, and guess what, Gas? 2 minutes, 37 seconds. Some of the most time we've seen here at the pro level on third point.
Yeah, this is going to be a frustrating one for Rad because they would have wanted to get that Seer out a little bit earlier, and now it's allowed 100 Thieves to also build up even more responses. It's going to be Winnie who pops first with a Seer of his own. A counter Seer comes out, so now the damage is going to be there. Millennia gets the opening pick onto Smash.
Everybody getting a piece of the pie here now as Self going to throw it, do it by himself. The Devil's let out. Ducky was unable to slam. It's Lugia now going to get his chance, and nothing coming from
that's
it.
a
Once
huge
again,
ult
the
by
clutch
Vinny.
factor. Mental is high. TTK
That's a
ready to
huge
throw it,
ult by
get it
Vinny.
done.
2 minutes. I believe that this is one of the hardest maps to fully cap on. It is really hard to fully cap that, and not let alone even professional play. I don't think Rad is winning this, bro. I think we're going to a map. We're going to a map 3.
Picks that we were able to see from Delena, but you've got to go back to Vinny and Winnie combining to make sure they were able to push that over point 2. Had they not won that engagement, it could be a very different game.
It's all about point 2. I mean, they did a great job to, I mean, even the odds, Crazy Kitty coming off 2.
I like how everyone has mouse pads and keyboards, and then TTK is just sitting there with nothing.
At the very minimum here, I mean, 2 minutes is
I love that.
crazy. But I've got to say, 100 Thieves to lose the Dom like that, right? And come in here and just quite literally fist
Vinny,
out Thing and
yo,
storm
who
it and
was
get all
hating
the
on
aggression
Vinny?
you
Vinny
need.
is
So we look on the defensive
17
front.
and
Let's see how
0.
they take it here.
TTK I think was
And we've
20
got
or
a similar
21 and
look to
0
what we
as
did
well.
see,
The
last when
tanks
they
for
ran
100
something
Thieves did
just
not
Yeah,
die
they're going to go
once.
with 3-2-1. They're going to play Delena over on the Bucky as well, similar to what Rad had just done. Now, I think the advantage 100 Thieves had there is 100 Thieves are so good in this position when they defend. They also know what counters it. They also know what breaks it, and that That's why they were able to force out with that Storm previously. And now for RAD, can they do the same?
Yeah, and we got the double nest on the side here for, oh no, we've got, oh my gosh, I love this for Vinny, right? Because this was what we were talking about with the 100 Thieves. Who's going to kind of rise up, be that penny player? Because trust me, not shown a lot of it. Actually, they've fallen to it, right? When we go back to the group stage with something like Sentinels. So now picking it up, getting those reps in, and we're seeing just that now as they're going to try to take a bit of that high ground ramp, maybe get that cap on the bus to slow it down.
Wait, why did he put the mines over there? Because Lugia just slammed and destroyed them all.
Going to try to get the kidnap going on as the X-Men Logan, angry and dangerous.
Vinny stay alive. The rest of the team trying to keep him up, but they can't. Ducky gets the pick in the end, and that's huge now because 100 Thieves, remember, they don't have that BRB. They do not have the Rocket Raccoon. It got banned away from them, so it will allow RAD to step up a little bit here. Smash also gets the pick onto TTK.
Yeah, one big thing to highlight, Mag is available, right? Feels like the old MSF here with TTK able to play the hero. Self does get the match and the trade, but slowly but surely, both teams trying to even their odds. Right now, favored 100 Thieves, but Ducky getting Self out past still. Oh, Ducky just having the exclamation point on this first fight.
Yeah, Self wasn't able to build up the ult too much, only 36%. So they will try and hold, see if Self can get up to that 100 and make that Karmic Revival the difference maker going towards the end of point 1 here.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that hold. I like the other hold, the transitional hold, where you hold the actual choke, not the spawn.
The rocket ult, it's a little bit less effective than something like Loki. Loki builds up quick, 70% and up. That's going to give them plenty of favor, but Ducky...
Two things are just slapping each other, bro. I love it. They're not looking at anyone else. There's two things are just slapping each other.
Smash. Everybody getting a piece of the pie here, and these gate ones are going... The gate is going here to RAD.
Yeah, Self does cocoon himself back into the game, but again, only at 53%, so it might be a switch off to Adam unless they want to go for a portal back into this one like they did previously, but it looks like they've given up on that as well because too many people died too fast. They weren't able to re-engage and stick with that 3-2-1.
And how many times do we say, it really doesn't matter how much time you have here on Gate 1 to Gate 2, right? You've got 5 minutes, seems like an eternity, but that can vanish in a quick moment. A lot of these teams choose to take this differently, as we'll see how 100 Thieves wants to approach.
They might have 5 minutes, but point 2 is very hard to take, chat. You see this a lot.
Vinny's out. Self has switched over to Black Cat as well. I think that's going to be the big difference here for 100 Thieves. But look at the economy for RAD at the moment as now conquering time comes out as 100 Thieves should be falling, and they will be. RAD are bullying them at the moment, and they say, okay, you did it in 2 minutes. I think we might be able to match you with this time.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. Job's not finished, but they won 2 big parts of the battle. Either way, looking at it, still plenty to be used. TTK is going to go and slow down a bit. You know, Res beginning to bring back the thing, but we'll be quick here as we've got what you want to go with. Probably the Winnie ult quick to try to respond. I mean, on the other side, they only have Mash to survive what is going to be the quick onslaught here from Thieves.
It's what Winnie uses that ultimate on as well, right? You try and copy the Seer like you did before to give a little bit of a damage burst to Self to get that early pick, and then you can take that engagement and be out on top. But you will see Meteor M now coming out from Ducky. Can you connect and get that slam dunk? No, you do connect, but you don't get a KO.
Like
good greens. Good greens, man. Can't do anything against those greens.
And you got the crystals to boot as well so far. The Rim has not seen a swish yet. TTK in that front line, but we continue to see stand strong and slow them down. This is exactly what we're talking about, folks. The wheels on the bus do go round and round, but up this ramp, it's a lot harder to find that momentum.
Yeah, Mash pops the fate of both worlds as well.
The wheels on the bus go round and round. That's how you know Cozy's a dad, bro.
Pop his as well, as they are able to get their first hold successfully.
And they just did so much with so little, right? I mean, I said I wanted to see Winnie first, and they capitalized off it and went from there. Obviously, getting Ducky's ult out of there as well. You're going to have to see the 2 greats, Smash and Crazy, find some insane value, but Millennia getting the job done, shutting down the cat. Back to the
where the Luna has a lot of responsibility on that backline. You can find those picks. Vertigo is going to get brought back, Lugia brought back by Vertigo, as again, the Bucky is such an influential part of this fight. If you can get any sort of pull and the damage output as Ducky finds one onto Self.
Ducky's neutral has been impressive, but on the other side, we have the slam down.
They showed us the mag ult, took the camera away, and then went back to the mag ult after it was already done.
Left here on the clock for this Gate 2. Now the bus going right back down. Spawn is so close here, Gaskin, and with the ult economy, it does favor Thieves right now massively going up, because guess what? The Glartrox, it's hungry, it's ready. The summon is coming.
Yeah, Deleno will want to hold on to that, I imagine. If it gets a little bit tight, you could lose it aggressively if you wanted to, but Self is probably going to be the focus point for them. You've got the fallback of Millennium with Fate of Both Worlds as well. As for RAD, it's all on Crazy Kitty, baby. If you can try and pop something and maybe get away with it, Vertigo going to have Sia available as well.
And that's why Millennium is so dangerous, right? Because Thieves, I would say, they do lean so much more towards a bit more of those damage side of the strategist, but there's the Self ult looking for more. Kind of get what they can for the reset, but once second goes down and no value down for Self. So still plenty up in the roster to go. Delina looking for more.
It was an answer back though. Crazy Kitty popped it first, Self did it in response. Neither Black Cat's able to find that pick, but Crazy Kitty's still being a distraction at the moment. It's 100 Thieves though. They are capitalizing on the position
throw it
of some
in,
of these players.
throw it in the
Now
cheater
does
section
come
in the
out. Vinny
Discord.
gets a pick on the Vertigo. Lugia goes down, and Rad will have to back away from this one, you'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, we say this all the time. You don't have to get the whole team like you see in a rank. Just get the one big value pick, and that was just that as Lugia go now on over to that Magneto. And I think you said it great. I mean, watch his Black Hats and how quickly they use the iframes right to the invis, and then they get the funds back instantly to continue that barragement. But yeah, Crazy Kitty, we're not getting that same impact value there, at least in the final hit side.
Well, Smash does have a Glartrox of his own. TTK at the moment applying a lot of damage with those Chaos Swords. That Scarlet Witch team up is
throw it in the Discord and let
we
me know when
how
he did it.
powerful
I'll
you
take
can
a look
be
at
when
it.
you get put in that position. Glartrox does come out here.
Two. He has two. Malini's got to stay safe through that. And
Oh,
unable to
they
connect.
whiffed. They whiffed.
Throws the ult down as well.
They
That's
whiffed
fine, too.
the
29 seconds left. Up goes the meteor. Slams
trio.
down his TTK. He's no best for it. He connects. Goodbye, Vertigo. Gets the swish that we see and know from TTK. Finding more. The Chaotic Greatsword is out. Mash finding more. This is all about momentum and keeping it up because you can get the elimination, but it doesn't matter. It's a short walk for them. Long walk back for RAD. But it's closing distance is there.
Hold on, they are pushing this. Someone has to touch here from 100T. The
Yo.
portal's going to come in. Do you actually find someone? Okay, there is a connection there. Portal comes out. 100 Thieves will hold for now.
Oh, that's brutal if you're RAD. It came down to 2, now 3 meters. Now on the ult economy side, they do have plenty. We'll see how they can connect. Oh, Crazy.
Oh, no, they might win this. Yeah, they might win this.
Self-finding Vertigo.
They're only going to have a minute and a half, though. 100 Thieves still has more time than them.
Tries to do it himself. Finds another with the quick whip in the dash of the Black Cat. Smash. I mean, this is back and forth, Gaskin.
Oh, they get the point as well. They might be stealing away. 100 Thieves.
They were winning that regardless, bro. They were winning that regardless.
Thanks to the Magneto Meteor M.
I don't think they're taking this, though. Third point is very hard to take, and they only have a minute and a half, bro.
Only 1 minute 15 on the clock.
Yeah, you got 2, 3 fights here on top of that. I mean, this is the second time they'll go to Dom now here. It's like mid-fight, have to back out, which, you know, you want to kite well, but you give up the objective. And we've seen that now from 100 Thieves and the pause coming in. But listen, I mean, what they have available, 40, I mean, there's not a lot of time on the clock.
The clock is against them, that's for sure, as we get the pause. But 100 Thieves, I think they might be a bit frustrated that they weren't able to hold on to that point. They had the extra players, even though the ults came out from RAD as a desperate attempt really to
I don't know what the pause is for. I think it was 100 Thieves side because they're all looking over there.
I think that the difficulty there, right, is when no one's there to touch, you don't have the traditional.
If you're playing in a tournament, make sure you guys get some backup batteries for your controller. No, it's not TTK.
And typically what that leads
I think it's the same computer that was having issues.
Going to get another mark on the death there. But either way, I do think getting a little bit more of that time, they waste another 30 seconds. I would be blown away if RAD is able to make quick work here because you just have so much going against you, especially not only on the economy side. The distance is great.
And that may have been a consideration for 100T as well. Sure. They may have said, hey, if we throw too many bodies towards this to try and block it, we also give them the ult economy build up because they're probably going to get a lot of KOs here and they're going to be able to build up to an advantageous point as we move over towards 3. Let's just give them second a little bit here. Let's back off. We have a better ult economy, we feel, and they have so much time against them here.
Well, you can waste a lot of time too with Winnie just having that ult in general.
The stage lights go out, a strange portal opens. Hey everyone, Double G here.
For land newbies, that's a big call and a big task, my friend. But hey, if they could do,
I don't know if Double G's actually there. I know Xiong is there.
That I see Cloaks making all the time, hitting that.
I don't know if Double G is there though.
Team up, but then still dying to the Magneto ult as well because it doesn't last longer than the Magneto ult. You have to wait a little bit longer. Vertigo, he temporarily switched over to Jeff as well, but then came back realizing that Jeff was doing nothing.
Danny Q's there? That's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure Double G's probably working right now, Jack.
Obviously, does things that no one can. It allows you to play fast, which RAD loves to do, but in general, in this patch, has just been a bit rougher there on some of the more fast gameplay outside of what we've seen from the Storm and more. But either way, yeah, no, I think that's a great point. If you look at what 100 Thieves can do to close out the deal, you waste with Winnie, you build up Delina and Vinny, and it could be done.
You waste with Winnie and you slam with Vinny, just as you had previously on the second point before. TTK has been very good on Mag as well.
You know, this is actually a really good strat. Pretend that there's audio issues and technical issues, so you can ice the kicker, chat. You're icing the other team.
You can push people off the map, push them off the point.
Interesting.
Interesting. You kind of have to stand on it. If you try and stand on the edges sometimes, it doesn't really connect and convert, so you can easily be pushed off it.
Yeah, I want to give the edge to 100 Thieves, especially on the ult side, right? I feel like a lot of the value on the ult side is going to 100 Thieves, but guess what? What this point does allow is a lot of angles, doors, hidden ways of someone
I think
like
we're going to
Crazy
start,
Kitty
though.
just getting those picks in the neutral, which has been what has kept them afloat, speaking of the dunk.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're coming back, chat. We're coming back. We're coming back. We're good. He gave us the thumbs up. He gave us the thumbs up.
Rad would have choice of map going into third as well, so they would still hold the advantage. But how do they deal with a loss as well? Because they've, at the moment, throughout play-ins, clean sailing, you've been able to get 2 O's. Losing that one, will it take away the confidence from you?
Well, folks, here we go. The battle is on, and there is just a minute as we don't have strength, but Crazy Kitty summoning the portal as we're trying to find a nice vantage point for either the quick pick or the team. Either way, 54 seconds left here. When he
I gotta go pee, bro. I hope they finish this round pretty
Even if they are
fast.
able to push this all the way, it's going to be such an advantage for 100 Thieves in OT if we get there, of course, as Lugia at the moment trying to connect with some of those Chaos Swords. Vinny has to retreat, but has been able to get away and stay alive.
No, absolutely here as Crazy Kitty going to go and get those cards out on herself, trying to find that target. Does run into the treatment. Oh, does the combo, but unable to secure that there on the Luna. Melinda doing a great job of awareness. They do find 3 as Ducky and more.
Okay, okay. They're smooth. They're moving the cart. They're moving the cart.
Job not using any of the essential resources.
Last fight, though. Last fight.
Exactly what we wanted to see
Last
from Rad's
fight.
point of view.
100 Thieves. If 100 Thieves loses this chat with 6
ults,
ults, bro,
if Millennia was able to be a little bit further back,
I'm gonna forever call him 100 choke. 100 throws, 100 something, bro.
Rad have the capability.
Rad does have both support ults and almost two more, but 6 ults, bro.
Looking for that smash that all Cloak and Dagger mates know so well. And here it is, as Self gonna try to do exactly what Kitty did on the side. And Winnie ready to pull the trigger themselves. And there it is, Delina and more. The Glartrox is out. It's hungry, trying to find the edge. And there it is, they're off the point.
DC9!
To 100 Thieves as we find ourselves in
DC9!
I said the Glartrox can make the difference, and it did exactly that. Sometimes it just rips you off that point. And sadly for Rad, they are not able to hold on. And 100 Thieves answer back here in map 2.
They had both support ults, and they used one, but they still. To be fair, that cart actually does suck, and I hope they do change that because you have to be inside of it. But okay, chat, I have to go pee real quick. We're going to a map 3.
Every part of Thieves that you need.
We're going to a map 3.
The levels that we know they can play. It's a land buff.
It is a lamp buffer. I mean, you look at the final hits being high for the likes of Delena, we expect that. TTK, 12 on the Magni 2, expect that. I think what actually I'm looking at is Millennia with the 5 final hits on Luna. A lot of those KOs were so important for their fights.
Yeah, no, without question. And it's so important to all of these audience members that, again, the hometown team comes away with this one. It is 1-1. We're going to take it on over to the desk to break down all the heat we just saw.
Thanks, Cozy. That was a very intense matchup so far.
Oh, yeah.
Finally, we got a map 3. 100 Thieves were very close, though, in the first one on Celestial Husk. I mean, let's start with our most recent map, then go into the Celestial Husk that we saw as well. Museum of Contemplation, it felt like both teams were trying to find their identity throughout this. 100 Thieves, specifically known, Ryan, for playing this map so often compared to other counter picks that they like to go for, and it felt like this was their comfort zone. Had so much time remaining after reaching all the way to the end, which a lot of teams struggle to even get there.
I'd say that's pretty much like a death sentence. If you do have a team go all the way on the attacking side of Museum, then that feels pretty much done in that case. But you're right, it's 100 Thieves. They've played this map 11 times, they picked it 10.
Yeah.
Which is more, like, we sort of joke about, like, yeah, it's the Pacific region, like Asia, Oceania, that really like playing this map. But 100 Thieves were really keen on going for this. And when you play this well and you have 2 minutes still to spare by the end of the map, that's the prime reason. And it didn't seem that RAD were really that prepared for a Dogman.
Absolutely not. I mean, you can see back in the replays sponsored by Alienware, this was pretty extreme by 100 Thieves to cap out with 2 minutes. It was, very one-dimensional, very one-sided on this last map. But RAD with that last not touch was kind of a big deal on Museum. Regardless, this is a good series, Vaudable. You kind of called it. You said, we want to see our first 3 mapper. In BO3s, it's tough. But now we're there because these two teams are very evenly matched, and I think that's a bit of a surprise probably to our viewers and a lot of people at home that were either fans of North America or EMEA, because they're going to be, seeing different things and not understanding that the third seeds for both sides are contenders at winning this whole thing.
Very strong. I mean, 100 Thieves, I think the worst that they've gotten out of LAN was like top 4. So they're looking for a similar performance if they can repeat that as well.
That's what I'm saying, Vaude. Like every time, and I was warning Tetcher about this before. I was like, you can't. Every time you doubt 100 Thieves, they play well. It's very, very weird. their fans are very well aware of how underrated their team is. I will get an earful from them sometimes.
Everyone
So,
following the stream,
100 Thieves definitely
resubbing, and getting
never
subs chat. Appreciate you guys. You guys are
I think
absolutely
an interesting thing too
insane.
is like
Massive W.
compositions that we saw here, right? We finally saw the Penny Ultron that was promised. It didn't really work out too well. Ryan on the attack side for, or the defensive side, excuse me, for RAD. But the beginning for 100 Thieves was decent. It just doesn't seem like these teams feel super comfortable with that. I actually like Delena, though. He swapped a lot from the Black Widow to the Bucky, the Elsa. I mean, the versatility from this duelist player
Nice
on 100
replay,
Thieves
showing him
seemed
jump
to be able
in the
to
air
at
and
least
die.
allow their team to feel unleashed in this map.
Yeah, and when you've got Self just actually really going toe-to-toe
Thank
crazy
you.
on the Black
Excuse
Cat,
me.
it does provide a lot more space there. Like we saw even on Celestial Husk, because we didn't really have like a chance
Thank
to
you,
like
chat.
touch back.
Excuse me.
We
My
did
bad.
see this like head-to-head of like the Black Widow between Smashdays and Delena, was just completely curb stomping Smashdays. Then he went back to the Elsa. Sure, you've got a one-sided Elsa, you want to make use of that, but when the other player is going on Daredevil, you can use that team up, for example, with like the Cross. It really did feel like 100 Thieves, duelists especially, are showing up a lot stronger, and it's a bit more rickety for RAD, which is expected. This is like their first line, and they've got the weight of the EMEA region, because it's the first EMEA versus America's game that we've had this year in Ignite. It's all on them to be the debut to start off well for our region.
Well, we do have another map coming up at some point here. I mean, what are we feeling, Dogman, we could expect from RAD on this one? Any good guesses that you might think?
I mean, if we're going to
I
a
posted
convergence
it.
map
Thank you,
type,
thank you.
There's a lot of different choices you can go, right? I mean, I think that back on Museum, this was a solid map even for RAD, I think. It feels like just based on how they like to play. But, I mean, we can realistically kind of go anywhere. I mean,
so many options.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of teams, maybe take us to like Hall maybe or something like that, or, I think that that's a good option regardless. A lot of people like to play on that map too. And I feel like RAD, they have a really good roster at playing around Crazy Kitty, like you guys said, around Smash
Oh shit,
as well
I'm blocking
sometimes. But it is kind of going back down to those ban phases where, sometimes we're just giving over, strategists, and it's like 4 strat bans is very interesting, right? I mean, that's like the first time we've seen it so far throughout the, even the playoffs, right, on stage 2. I imagine even EMEA, right? So it just feels like it's a big change of pace.
TTK.
Yeah, I mean, because we've had like Dino be really meta, so you have to take out some of the Vanguards, and then obviously Duelists. But yeah, for like a choice of convergence, because it has to be
TTK
that
went
for
3
RAD,
and 4.
you've got them playing and
Yo,
picking Central
TTK
Papa,
is some
they're running
ass.
4 on it. They would just commonly go
You went
there, and it would
3
just
and
never
4?
work out.
True.
But then again, you're going up against like Virtus Pro that were very good on those maps, and in those series, like we sort of saw there, RAD are prone to making these mistakes. They could be in a really good prime position to win a map, but then, for example, a push in overtime finishes the map, for example, or a C9 like we just saw. Like RAD are prone to making
Yo, what the
these,
fuck
like,
was TTK
egregious
doing? I'm
errors.
confused.
The problem is that you're on land now. You have to quickly reset.
I think
Usually
TTK
RAD
was
are good at
confused
doing
as
it at
well.
home, but
How
here,
can the enemy
you just
know
feel
what
a
you're
little bit
about
more
to
embarrassed
do when
because
you don't
everybody's
even
there
know what you're about to
physically
do
pointing a laugh
yourself?
at you because you jumped off the point. Now you have to be able to bounce back and try and win it against the team that is in this region that everybody, I'm sure in the audience,
And
wants
experience
to win.
too. I think it's
For
a
sure.
big thing for these teams, right? RAD, they are pretty much, except for MASH, very new to LANs in general, whereas 100 Thieves, as an organization, majority of these players too, have made it to every single one in Ignite so far. And they've been boot camping for like a week and a half for most of them, the longest out of any team, because of course they have the 100 Thieves compound locally just down the road. So going into this next one, I think Hall of Dajalia, this is going to be a good one, Dog
There we
Man.
go. Yeah, I guess. Well, everybody just loves this map. It's kind of like Museum. It's kind of like these maps that everybody loves playing these days. So
This is our
makes
first
sense, I
map
guess,
3 of
that
the day,
anybody
by
would
the
go
way,
here.
chat.
It feels like every region just has, understands the most fun maps to play. That's just kind of about it, right? Like as you're a pro, you're always biased towards the maps that have maybe less cheese going on, with the portals, for example, on Kokoa or on Araco and stuff like that.
This is a best of 3.
Domination too, that could be a bit RNG, so you just want to play whatever. But yeah, I mean, you talked about it, VOD. The experience as we look back, I imagine one of the players is going through some PC stuff, trying to figure
How it goes.
Yeah, how it goes.
We could speculate about some composition stuff. We haven't seen Hella yet, and Hella Namor pretty good on this map. We've seen in some of the scrims and other competitions, promo relegation. A lot of people playing it there as well. I mean, do we expect Ryan to see that at all from these teams on this, or maybe something else?
Yeah, if we get stuck on that second checkpoint, right, where you have a little perch of high ground to work with, but there seems to be like a lot more options going in, and I think everybody, you know, there's
They're all
multiple
what?
teams that are in the playoffs that are watching this, keeping an eye to see what, because everybody has their own read of the meta, being like,
Oh, is that
these
true?
fools on stage don't believe that Mr. Fantastic is the meta, you know, just like twiddling
Sounds
their
like a Reddit
line,
comment.
just, oh, these fools would try to get into playoffs. But for here, it's like 100 Thieves just want to try to go and put their duelists in. They don't want them to warm down. That's the problem with like these tech pauses is Delaney and Self are looking so good, and Rad can certainly get in their own heads thinking about it, just being like, oh, this could fall apart very quickly.
Yeah, and that goes back to the experience that Bottle pointed out. I mean, I think that 100 Thieves, that's their one strength here, is that you mentioned it, Ryan, this team of Rad, very green, 100 Thieves, they've gotten top 4 multiple times now. And I mean, just to maybe speak about my own experience in these moments as a pro player, I was talking to Shiv before about this. We had a sports psychologist for the team I played on, and I had a problem where I would be too nervous sometimes on LAN, and I'd see through my monitor because this is their first time playing with a crowd.
True, yeah. Different setup as well.
Yes, so they recommended, it didn't really help me, I'll be honest. Like, the point of psychology, I guess, is to give you tools and to react to yourself.
Coping mechanisms.
Yes, well, in especially in mouse and keyboard games, online competitive games, it is more mental than people give it credit for. Well, I mean, yeah, duh, but like, 'cause we're not a physical sport, you know, but the point is that they were basically saying that there's been this little wave from the Rad guys trying to chill out, relax. That's the big thing, is being not under pressure, just being chill in the moment. And
wait, is there another technical pause, chat? Is that why we're waiting so long?
I could not see my monitor sometimes because I was so nervous. I imagine a lot of these players are in the same boat.
Yeah, I think it's like for Rad, it's the first time. For 100 Thieves, it is just that expectation. Like, it's a massive org, right? And it's, I think, you know, I wake up every day when I lived in the UK, and I'd wake up.
I'm gonna go get
an
energy drink.
And it'd be just
give me a second, chat.
What is wrong with 100
1
Thieves?
second. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
It's just like just running into, and everything's on fire
like
every single time.
Put the fries in the bag jokes.
Yeah,
it's
just I get tagged because Ryan gets mentioned, which I assume is Ryan Amazing for Sentinel.
Yeah.
Like, what is Ryan doing? It's like, I don't know, I just woke up. Like, what? Like, so there's just these kind of moments, right, where it's like, for 100 Thieves, there's a lot of expectations for you to at least get out of this stage.
Yes.
And if you can actually come out as the first seed, even though the matchup is pretty much set in stone because you can't see the same regions matchup in playoffs, 100 Thieves want to go off on the right foot, right?
And on that, I now am expecting, you know, whether it's going to be Rad or 100 Thieves, that's going to be an insane game 1, right? The team that makes it a play-ins, you talked about it, Rad made it and won the whole thing before. That's not going to be a cakewalk in round 1, right?
No, I mean, even then you saw Rad, which is now the RV team, get knocked to the elimination bracket, and then Royal rode it that way. So there has never been a team other than Virtus Pro that have done something dominantly, which makes me more excited to see them tomorrow because they don't look as dominant as they did. But for Rad, there's just not as much expectations on Rad. I think I mean, speak for the majority of like the EMEA talent, is just we know how well they can do when they're drilled in. When it feels like it's a 6v6, they look solid. But when there's a little bit of an overstep, whether it's Crazy Kitty that gets caught or Lugia or Ducky, and Ultimate doesn't go well, you almost just see the mental breakdown in real time when they're in the server, and that's when they lose fights that 100 Thieves are very good at winning.
And sorry, Bob, but I do feel like to add on to that, you're right, because they have, it seems like a lot of plays that are designated based off of just reacting to each other. So the moment that one person is not getting their value, it's kind of like a domino effect where they're all sort of slightly behind tempo. Like we saw in the series before when there was a crazy play, I was talking to Audible about it, with the Luna Snow Freeze right into Ducky's Groot ult. Yeah. I was like, that was just such like a mind, they're both reading each other's mind so well, that it was beautiful.
I do have to mention, like, some of the ults that we have seen from Rad, a bit shaky. I feel like that's part of the reason why they struggled to get all the way to the end.
We didn't even start yet.
Contemplation could be those nerves, as we talk about as well. So I feel like, yes, it sucks to have, you know, these technical
I went down to get it
to fix any issues that the PCs or whatever are having. But I think the big thing is, like, take your time, calm down, feel in the environment, you know.
Yeah.
Make some gestures to the fans and try to get them riled up as well, because there's still fans for them, for both of these teams. 100 Thieves, of course, because it's local, but even for Rad, there's a lot of people who came out just supporting. Like, people even flew in from, like, Frankie Boxing we saw.
Oh my
actually
gosh.
flying in all the way from, like, Iceland
Frankie.
and stuff, so.
That's hilarious. I mean, like you said, like, about the tech pauses too.
Iceland,
like,
bro.
go to
That's a
experience
beautiful
too much,
place,
but
chat.
During these tech pauses,
If you guys
don't
could
wanna
go visit
overthink
Iceland,
such
definitely
a
do
mental
it.
game. Yeah, you don't want to, you know, start to question what you're going to do or whatever, and sometimes you just sit there quiet until it's about time to go. Like you said, just sit and chill out. And you can see kind of like the difference in almost what they're doing. I know that the ref is talking and whatever, Sometimes you're not allowed to talk, I think, during these breaks, but
Yeah.
Yeah, when like my PC doesn't work, can we help you with that? You just I can't talk. I'm sorry.
they tape your mouth. And
More for like the team, just like strategy.
I've
and
been
all that
most
stuff,
gorgeous
too,
place I've
because
ever
it's
been.
not
That's
like
what
a
I'm
technical,
trying to take
like,
Emily to
timeout sort of
Iceland.
deal. That'd be
Yeah,
cool
exactly.
if we had something
Iceland
like that.
is
because, like, I mean, like, you do
beautiful.
take advantage of it. I mean, you know, not to say people are cheating or anything like that, but you know, if there's a lapse in some area, maybe they don't catch you. You know, maybe you like whisper to your team, "Oh, I think we're gonna play this comp or something. They're gonna play this. We should do this together."
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you gotta, you know, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's what I say.
You start getting
What?
thinking about just the small stuff of like,
What
you know,
is he
playing-
saying on
is
the
my
main
sensitivity okay?
broadcast?
Like,
Someone
they're
take
like,
his mic away. Is this
I
guy
mean, we've seen this in
sleeping?
over games, right, where it's just the typical just lay back, close your eyes, just try to get away from it, right? Because you're just overcooking if you're like thinking in these instances. And I mean, he has showed up massively.
If you're
I think,
not
on the
cheating,
surface so
chat, you're
far
not
this
trying
series,
hard
so-
enough.
Best Black
to
Widow
win.
we've seen so far.
Yeah, but how many Black Widows have we seen so far? Ever? Just full
That's
stop.
true.
Just ever. Like,
That's
how have we
true.
got into this situation where Black Widow's meta? By
We
the
can
way?
talk about
Like,
that even, like the rework that came out. You know, a lot of OTPs that we saw, of course, you know, not as happy with the changes because it's no longer more of like a sniper, more of like, you kind of have like an automatic rifle, the Red Room rifle at this point. But I think the changes are for the better, right? It makes it a lot more approachable for fans of Black Widow in general, and a lot easier to hit your shots too, right?
We're entering the Zaza redemption arc. That's what I've been saying.
Nah,
You know,
he
Kingston's
just
gotta be wrong.
and then he
Right, that's
just
all I'm saying.
mentioned the
Maybe
Zaza
Magic's gonna be
drama. Oh
like,
my
out of the
god,
meta
bro.
forever.
What
And
is
then
this guy
Zaza's gonna pop
saying?
off
Pro
on
player
Black
now,
Widow.
by the way, made it on in
Oh,
Dreamland as
right.
a sub, so
Yeah,
shout out to them.
He didn't play.
Yeah, it's a little different than Sunmyo IVN out of EMEA. That's Necros' team who qualified as well from
true.
promotion relegation.
He's got a lot of fans.
He does.
all roads lead back to Kingsman, I think, even on the esports scene, who just end up talking about him.
Yeah, that's what happens, but Creator tournaments. The Boger Bash just finished, right? Shout out to Boger. He's probably doing a co-party, co-stream.
Yeah, definitely is. J3 as well. Space, I think, is in the building or was going to come one of these days. I don't want to see
Hey,
anything for
chat,
rematch.
we got a shout out.
He's using like AI of my face in his chat. I'm like, I didn't consent to this. This is ridiculous.
Oh, man.
I keep telling him every time I see him, I'm like, stop using AI, dude. He's not gonna listen to me.
Yeah, it's hard to get Space to listen to, you know, the casters sometimes.
Yeah, that's why he lost so much when he was a pro.
That's exactly why he doesn't listen to us.
Oh, man. You know, can't BM him too much.
I think I always beat him. Somebody pull up the stats.
I think he did like a review on that. Like, you guys actually faced
Yeah, we cooked him every time. He was good. He always rolled me, but I had better teammates.
I think in these instances, we need to, I've said this so many times, we need to do the thing boxing club in...
Yes.
Oh, like the clobbering club?
Yeah, clobbering
The
club.
clobbering club in real life.
Yeah, just like a head-to-head, you and Space, like just settle it here. Like
It's a nice little mini event.
That would be.
Have giant fists, like a giant
Yes,
Hulk fist.
like
a
the
giant
Hulk
big
ones,
fist.
yeah. That'd be amazing.
1v1.
Speaking of, though, like, we have a lot of the voice actors that'll be coming out on Saturday that'll be showcasing, you know, their talents, doing some signings, things like that for the
Oh,
fans
that's
that are
cool.
in
They're gonna
person.
have
We
some
might get
voice
of them on
actors
the
come
desk
on
at some
over,
point
chat.
as
That's
well.
pretty badass.
There's going to be musical guests that'll be happening, too, musical performance. So a lot of cool stuff coming
Wait,
out
there's
for
going to be a
those who are
musical
here.
performance
Also, like,
as
the,
well? Oh my god, are they going to get
memorable
DJ Khaled?
memorabilia,
You guys
like,
remember that from
pins for
Overwatch
people
League?
that are in attendance,
Oh
which is
my
pretty
god,
awesome.
I
It's
can't
years
wait.
or
Let's
so.
get
I haven't
another
gotten
one.
mine yet. Now I'll have to hit them up later, but
I can't lie. The FOMO it would be real.
Yes.
If I was not here,
go to the next Ignite LAN is all you need to know about this.
I mean, we've been to every one so far, and like it's just they've been great. But this one specifically, it feels like the venue is just nice. It just feels like a good venue for Marvel Rivals. It just
I like it's our thing, you know,
Yeah.
like sort of previous events have been alongside, like DreamHack, for example, the grand finals in Atlanta, like that was sort of in extension with them.
It's
but this
Luna?
start, like,
They're
people
gonna
are
have
here to
Lunas?
see Marvel
Oh,
Rivals
they
esports.
better
So
have it
many
on
bought
stream-
tickets,
wait.
So it's like
If they're going to have it on stream, that means I'm going to get copyright striked and
it's a lot
demonetized.
more like cozy, you could say, for the fans out there as well. And
favorite streamer.
yeah, it's nice to see like everyone, you know, coming out for this event too, either
Yes.
casual fans or people who have been involved.
yeah,
in the
we're here on a
scene in
Wednesday
Ignite.
and people are showing up.
Exactly, and it's like half full from what we've seen for the most part. It's only going to get more full as the weekend goes along too. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how people show out. Probably more cosplays come through as well from some people.
I saw the Christmas Daredevil.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's
know,
awesome.
It's everywhere.
Not Daredevil.
Sounds like we're getting band drafts, though, if my audio cues have told me anything, and that is correct. Mantis
Nice,
does
we're
come
back.
through on the bands.
We're
No
back.
surprises there. And Magneto going to be saved
get
by
it.
Thieves.
It makes sense for them. I think every team so far. You guys talked about it.
Fuck
Magneto's been
YouTube,
crazy.
do a Twitch only stream?
That allows
Hell
the
no,
Gambit band to
bro.
come through a bunch.
Our
On this
YouTube
map
chat has almost
specifically,
5,000
Magneto
people
can't
in
be
it.
pre-buffed
I
to
love
do
my
it.
YouTube chat.
Definitely a sign of what's to come is that I think
One of
Gambit
these days,
maybe
my
less
YouTube
prioritized
will
on this
have
map
more viewers than my
somewhat,
Twitch.
compared to the
And then we're
Magneto,
going to
but
become a
this is what I was talking
YouTube
to you guys
stream.
about. I feel like these
Just
Stratus
watch.
only bands to me feel like a comfort thing, you know? But like
Definitely.
I think at this level, at the playoffs, we don't have many really weak strategists.
That's
Oh,
very true.
Most people can flex, basically.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But again, it's swapping on the other side. So Loki bans coming out from either end here. It looks like that was a Luna save from the side of 100 Thieves, which I would not be too surprised if that does come through based off of the indication. Yeah, so I mean, we saw Millennia be the Luna OTP is what you're talking about here.
J3,
Doc.
I engage with your community and I like all your videos out of hatred. I also joined the Discord server to make friends out of spite. Oh, I hope you have a great time.
Yeah.
Ooh, double Luna saves here, Doc, man. What are we feeling about that?
Okay.
Double Luna saves, huh? I mean, I like it. Luna's
Thanks,
strong. I mean,
I
it makes
guess.
sense with how the ban phase has been going. And especially because I think in Viz Woman, I prefer if we sort of force somebody on that hero. That's why, like, I don't know. I would have been okay.
Do you think Jubilee's going to be played in Ignite? We've seen a few Jubilees already, actually.
Coming through at the very end, that's the difference.
We let TTK have Angela on this map. I don't know what we're doing, but either way, it seems like these teams are getting as prepared as they can for this matchup. I mean, I feel like that Venom ban is just to make sure that the Venom's not going to get snowflaked as well, kind of carried a little bit on the dive angle for RAD. Maybe.
Well, how is the Venom player of Team RAD from what you guys saw in EMEA?
I mean, Lugia's pretty solid from what we saw.
Oh, that's not really great. You know.
Both of them could do, but yeah, Lugia, really. Like, Lugia is pretty flexible with some of the Vanguards that he's able to pull out, but it's like I said with Domination, it doesn't tend to go well. Now it's started to sharpen up a bit more, but I think it's just like the Vanguard lines, they've been together.
Okay, it looks like it's
10
the
years
same
for so
thing,
long,
though.
but one of them has a lot more LAN experience
The
than
only
other.
thing that's different is a, what was that, an Elsa and a Venom? Okay, chat, remember, whoever loses this goes down to the lower bracket.
The challenge, it's Cozy and Gaskin to take it away.
Alrighty, fellas. I mean, we got ourselves a good break there to, you know, get these teams locked and loaded. And some love it, but the others want to keep that adrenaline, right, Gasket? A couple things to highlight we were seeing is Angela to TTK. Yeah, definitely going to be interesting on the off map here. Might even get a self-torch. Very favorable map. But as the doors open up and are ready, again, it's going to be on the side.
What was that? Yo,
offense.
production, what are we doing over here, bro?
Defense here, 100 Thieves. And we were saying this in the break. We feel like this is a great Thieves map.
It is a great Thieves map. Thieves have done pretty well.
Yes, both of these teams can qualify. 100 Thieves can qualify, and
whoever
loses this is going to go to the lower bracket, and they just got to win the lower bracket game, and they'll come back up to the, and they'll make it till tomorrow.
This is the third and final map. Winner of this will progress into the main bracket as we get our first big fight underway. Smash gets the opener.
Oh shit, 100 Thieves is down. Oh my. Dude, 100 Thieves fell over.
There. I mean, you had 4 go out quickly, and what an opening statement from RAD that took every bit of that break to lock in and be ready for what is one of the biggest matches that they've been through on their first LAN. Already just pushing back that aggression. No portal to be had. It is RAD that gets point 1.
Yeah, of course, RAD are attacking, ignoring the icons at the top of your screen there. 100 Thieves are on defense, but they have not been able to hold. The first fight went RAD's way so comfortably in the neutral. And 100 Thieves, even though they tried something a little bit different, they've got the Angela. They are going to stick onto the Angela. And TTK needs to start finding some picks here, or at least getting some grabs to try and give them an advantage in this fight.
Yeah, slow things down. Obviously, 5 minutes.
Okay, they fixed the overlay, chat. They fixed the overlay.
It's definitely going to open up the doors here for Delena, who's doing such a good job there on the Avenger of Widow. Trying to find that value town now. We saw some great Hulk play from Lugia on that domination.
Oh my god, that Hulk is getting tossed around, bro.
Delena been able to do a Gasket. I mean, the aggression's all the way on. Pedal to the metal here for RAD.
They went for a Venom ban as well. Maybe to protect self a little bit on this Black Cat, so you're not being hunted down by Venom constantly. Delena is going to have ult available as well. Maybe you can get some picks on the back line here if you want to use it, and Delena will pop it. Can you connect?
And you know, Angela's great on this point, but really a lot of the favor comes from point 1 that didn't
also,
exist,
I don't
right?
know
So
why the face cams actually did disappear. Maybe there was a little bit of problems with them.
Crazy Kitty. They understand the assignment, the assassin charge, being the assassin there on that backline.
And similarly to why they saw the Venom ban, right? TTK knows his job can just sometimes be to catch Crazy Kitty off guard, give the team an advantage in a 6v5. But they are holding for now. Are going to see Meteorium available for Vinny. Might hold on to that to potentially try and counter Mash's fate of both worlds. If you
they had the wrong names on the players. There you go. That could probably be it, too.
There from Smash, so we'll see if the connections come. This is probably my favorite Widow map in terms of the distance that you do create. The Res going to break Delena right back into the action. Either way, Smash getting low. Can they get the secure? No. It's now going to be an ult show coming at you here from a RAD side. Delena getting that pick on Crazy Kitty. Going to give them the advantage. They're going to get the Sia up and ready. Gaskin trying to flip this momentum up and down. We've seen plenty as both mags throwing up the show. One gets the dunk. Can Vinny do it as well?
Oh, don't throw it at the person that has a shield on him, man.
But still got the KO and is able to just allow RAD to push forward a little bit. Fate of both worlds comes out from Millennia just to try and hold and stall a little bit for 100 Thieves. But RAD are going to have replies here. And you're going to see Lugia now going to get in the face of them, try and bully them away from this second point.
That clap almost ended the second one, gets the job done. And just like that, point two coming to a quick close. And they're doing exactly what you want to. Vinny, not a lot of mag, as TTK usually loves that. But with the Angela play, this is where they have to adjust. Now, Meteor's coming for that second point. Everything being let out. It's a
that's a nice TP.
On the RAD side, and you see it on the Olymp feed. Show Blue.
Let the kitty out instead of the Daredevil as he takes down Millennia. 100 Thieves now have to back off. They give away the second point. And Smash also have been able to apply so much pressure as well with this Elsa. And
100 Thieves might lose this.
Behind, just to see if you can catch us a wild
I might be wrong on my prediction here, chat. 100 Thieves might lose this.
We've got ourselves 4 minutes left to push through this. A lot of that advantage going on over to RAD, even in just the pure neutral that they want to go through. And look at Go playing a great job, showing the bigger man. The thing's a big one, but one up is that Gamma God, and just like that, trying to close in Self. I mean, just so much attention grab there from Lugia.
I think the Hulk is a big surprise. I didn't know how much Hulk we're going to see at this tournament. Has certainly gone down in the rankings with this meta and this patch, but Goat may be changing people's mind. One of the best vanguards in the game, that's for sure, is Lugia. And now RAD, they can start to push and apply that same pressure to 100 Thieves here. We're giving them a little bit of space, but now finally they walk up.
And we saw all the changes we wanted to see from 100 Thieves. Yeah, TTK back on over to the mag, Vinny's on the thing, just able to kind of answer what we just saw, not only on the Hulk, but Self going to that DD as well. So kind of all the chess pieces have been played out and ready. Just getting this one stop here on this fight would give them a massive swing back where they're looking to go. Millennia has the show ready to go. Winnie as well. So they've got what they need on the defensive side of things. Kind of a stalemate right now. You don't want to give too much time over to RAD to allow Mash then to be able to equal the odds.
That being said, 100 Thieves, they are stalling enough where they're building up ultimates as well. They
Don't die, Vinny.
I like what you're saying. Be proactive.
Don't die, Vinny. You guys gotta pop the support ult probably.
As well. Does the extra damage onto Sia. It's not great, but it is something. And then you see the mirror on the other side. Both Sias eliminated.
Shout out observers on that one. Yeah, no bodies, but it's going to be mechanics going down, and that's essentially as good as one. As TTK and the Vinny in the front line hold strong once again. They're going to get the rest of it as LA is ready to cheer on this hometown team once again.
Nice. Good D, chat. Good D.
Definitely a fair fight on both
Good
sides.
D. That's crazy. Both mags popped their ult. They didn't go for any kills. They just went for the rocket ult.
And they were able to just stagger
good mechanics, like Cozy said. Good mechanics.
Cozy, because like you said, they have the whole 4 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 still left. RAD have got plenty of time.
It's the Hulk effect, right? You're a big monster, but it's pretty easy to let Bruce Banner kind of live a little longer and take their time back. But he'll be jumping into the action as we see going up on the high ground. Self understands as well. Getting quick pokes there on the back.
The score's 1-1 right now, chat. 1-1.
Well, they're going to try to get the nice eyes there on the respawn. It's Hulk and Kitty in the back line.
Didn't let her get anything here. In the end, it's just going to add a little bit of damage. Notices a giant Hulk marching towards you.
Oh! Nice shot!
In the end, Smash does get brought back from the BRB, but Delena at least makes the ult count here.
MLG days, the 360 no-scope.
Also, you never want to grab someone as Hulk. I don't know why he grabbed him.
They have to win this fight. They are. It's going to now have Mash in response as well. And Smash find that value more as the Galartrox once again coming up hungry. I mean, this Galartrox not getting the value on the side of RAD. TTK throws it up, slams it down. Goodbye, Smash. See you in the spawn room.
RAD running out of ideas a little bit here. As I said, they did have time on their side, but that is starting to dwindle a little bit. 100 Thieves will now begin to force them back, chase them down here, and again, try and stagger a little bit. And that's exactly what they're getting. It's just more time on their side with these staggers. And you look at the ult economy, they still have things to work with. They still have Sia on their side. Kitty is going to get Let the Devil out shortly, though. So again, a lot of eyes over towards Daredevil. Can you manage to break through that back line?
Sure. This is one of the harder points, too, for those that are watching map 3.3. This is not exactly easy stuff if you look at it. And having only the Devil, not a lot to go. You got the Snowflake ready. Again, getting rid of that Venom has proved to give more of that space you're looking for. Self, though, finds it. Letting one Devil out is just Self as what the ult is used from Crazy Kitty. No value to be had.
None at all. And yes, the BRB is there, but now Delena's already got the ult back, and a Raccoon gets sent back to the spawn.
Oh my god, look at Delena, bro. This is actually a really good angle, dude.
How impressive they can be when they
damn, didn't they have like 4 minutes for this?
When they are falling apart, when they are letting
or 5 5 minutes or something. They're doing really good.
They are one of the strongest teams at holding.
Oh man, fans coming in, it's been a while. They come back and did I just see a Widow get a 3-piece? What are we watching here in the Big 26 for the mid-season finals now with time ticking? 22 seconds, 5 minutes evaporated just like that. Ult's ready, Infinity War to come. TGK getting low back and up. Love the angle. Crazy Kitty taking that top angle once again. Self got the best of it last time. The last Devil let out, went quick to hell.
Oh my god, he's just literally flying in the air. What am I watching? He's not even hitting anyone. He was just flying.
Does get Self, but res back to action.
Again,
What? What was this? Did this guy just forget that he was playing Daredevil? He thought he was on Storm? He was just flying.
Finally, RAD create a little bit of space.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't play Daredevil. I'm sure he's getting a lot of value or something, but like, Jesus, that just looked interesting.
From Mash, being able to stay alive is huge for the Factor, but Vinny gonna get Lugia out of here, and that is gonna make this 6v5 go to 4. And just like that,
poor Groot, he's gonna get bullied. Wow, good defense, bro.
What you would think is gonna be the strange from Crazy Kitty. Yellow bar is down.
That was great defense by 100 Thieves. They got rolled first point and rolled second point. They had really good D.
That being said, it was still an impressive push from the side of RAD. It is a particularly difficult point to try and get to, as you mentioned, Cozy, so I don't think the RAD will be too disheartened, but maybe a little bit frustrated after the time in which they had available to them. They weren't even able to throw a fight or two to try and get an ult advantage. Every time they tried to get those picks, whether it was
TTK is 17-1, Delena 21-5.
Always had that answer, and now 100 Thieves, they will be very confident going into this next stage, but we know full well that first point sometimes, if held correctly, can be a demon to try and break.
It can be a time waster at the very least. And you know what impresses me? We say often in just all sports.
Good D, what about the O? Nah, bro. Isn't there a lot of sayings? A great defense is a better offense.
As again, looking at these
defense wins championships.
What do you think stand out to you? Because once again, Smash and the damage department is there, but it's just getting those cleanups. It's the ult advantage constantly. But before I ask you that, Gaskin, I'm just a little excited because I see
the best offense is defense. There you go. See? Offense wins games, but defense wins championships. True.
Well, when you have potentially a Daredevil on the other side, right, we do see a few switches of the hero just to try and get a little bit of a telltale sign of, oh, am I going to play that hero or not? Delena has been one of the key factors for me on 100 Thieves, just playing that winner has been amazing. Being able to
I'm gonna be honest, Delena,
just the damage output,
like, obviously Terra's a god, but like, Delena used to play to help Terra, but ever since like Terra left, Delena has been doing really well. You know, I think he used to live in the shadows of Terra, but like, he's been doing really well for himself.
No one can do it faster than RAD here on point 1, but they're looking to make no mistakes. That's what's important. You've got the res to worry about as well. But what happened with RAD was the snowball of the limbs. There's no answer to it. Here we go.
Remember, RAD won this
also, Self is a really good pickup for 100 Thieves because Self complements Delena really well. Self is like, Self is playing all the melee characters that Delena doesn't play, and also he took over Delena's spot when Terra was on the team. He plays all those other supports. Also, I mean, Self does have the Magneto in the bag. He has some tanks.
You know it best. Some call her a duelist. That's TTK in the front line. Finish off the rest. Portal can be tough here on RAD's side. Ticking up time. Vertigo gonna try and see if they can get a stall. There's no one near the point at this point, and it's going to Thieves. So they steal that. That's the time they're looking for. Match nearly the same, Gas.
Question is, did you actually activate the portal? Have you wasted it there from RAD, or is it something you can use potentially on this second one? As TTK again deletes Kitty, who really has not been able to capitalize on that Black Cat. An instant switch over to the Daredevil, which makes sense.
Yeah, that's gonna be most of the Scarlet Witch you see at play, and that's giving Dad the chaotic great sword. And if anyone played the Alpha here, you know how dangerous it was. And it's back again on that low cooldown of 12 seconds. TTK now on hunt mode. This is how 100 Thieves play best. When they're feeling ready to go,
that sword ability is on a 12-second cooldown? That's crazy. That shit does a lot of damage.
Controller, either way, looking strong.
And that's what you have to do as a Magneto. You both have to protect your team, but also apply that pressure to the backline with those Chaos Swords when you have them, because you can snipe them a little bit as TTK just gets around the corner. Protected by Delena in the end. Sia comes out as they apply even more damage here as RAD have to find a way, because Smash gets removed off the map.
Oh, I mean, shout out to the 7th player of 100 Thieves there, of the guard there of Panther, blocking that Glartrox, cutting it short, and just like that, Thieves is just picking apart one by one to show they deserve every piece of this play-in stage. Just like that, 4 minutes, 3, 2, 1.4. They do touch. We do have our final fight going. Gamma God Hulk coming out, Monster Hulk looking for Ducky falling low.
Gets the freeze, and the freeze was enough really to...
Wow, good burn, bro. Good burn.
Thieves. They get across the second. They have 5 minutes and 30 on the clock. They said, yeah, sure, RAD had enough, but maybe we can just push this a little bit further. We've got the extra time, and they've
100
been able to find
Thieves
the
has
KOs.
5.5 minutes, just like RAD did. Or I think RAD had a little less time, but wow.
That's just what Delina's been able to do in the neutral.
So both teams basically suck at first and second defense.
Third, it's great, but it's constant pressure. We don't see the batons ever in this thing at the pro play when your mechanics are that good.
Just so much damage output, and it's very difficult to try and deal with now as we look onto Self as the Daredevil has the chance to really not just win this map here, Cozy, but potentially win the whole series with Let the Devil Out if you can find the KOs here.
And honestly, I mean, what they were doing in domination so well is, and that's just the neutral we continue to see as the tank goes down. They do trade the odds with the res. So
oh, come on, Ducky. Come on, Ducky. What's going on here, man?
Crazy Kitty getting the best of Self. So right now, the defensive side been able to get it done. Gotta look though, what is had for RAD? Because when you go over 100 Thieves and how they play,
you know what I would do? Oh my God, 100 Thieves. Look at the old chat. Look at the ults. Look at 100 Thieves ults compared to RAD's ults.
As soon as that first pick happened against them, they backed away. Now they start to plan their attack, and they have every ultimate in the bloody game they can use. Delena alongside the Seer, tagging the Magneto as well. Haven't found the KO initially. It's a good response here
come on, man.
Absolutely. Now just quickly getting that Widow's Bite to dive out of there. Vinny gonna stay in that front line and smash. Getting Delena slows things down, and this is how you can see.
Okay, they still have a lot. They still have a lot of ults. They still have a lot of
Look at
ults.
100 Thieves. They've committed pretty well here. 3 check marks. I mean, that's not exactly what they're looking for. RAD though, only having the show to go.
Well, that was attempt 1 at the break, but now they have clobbering time in to Let the Devil Out if they want to use that. You've got Fate of Both Worlds as a response in case it comes out from the other side as well. Plenty of stalls still available here for 100 Thieves. Tools, excuse me, not stalls. RAD are the ones who need to stall right now. And again, it's going to be what Self can do here on the Daredevil.
They got about 2-3 battles.
Oh, good freeze.
Difficult for the Devil now with the quick combos and the Devil's Cross.
And good survivability, bro. I thought he was dead.
Both shows up and ready. It's painted now, blue and purple. We'll see how they quickly swap to that damage boost. TTK now ready for the meteor.
Come on, come on, TTK. Show.
Here. Interesting move as he's got to throw.
Come on, LeBron.
On the Q. Can he land the connection? The dunk is made. The Laker getting a Crazy Kitty.
Kitty is down, but Vinny also falls as well. It's a 5 versus 5. Rad's still in this.
Oh, Smash Nez is popping off.
Widow. Both sides, Widow have been so impactful. And again, 100 Thieves will fall here. 3 minutes.
Wow, they used all their ults for that too. That's crazy, but they still have 3 minutes. They still have 3 minutes, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and the scales are tipping back on over, right?
Yeah.
We're going back and forth with the old economy, and it's crazy. I mean, talk about ice in the vein, showing the sniper, and speaking of ice, Delena on the freeze there, 80% up. And Delena's been able to push this team that much farther each and every matchup. Can they get the job done? Smash could be the first on the ult quickly. We'll see how they choose to use the Sia. Do you want to go aggressive here, Gas, or do you think they're holding back?
I think they're holding it back for now. Maybe use it as a response to this one. Vinny has got the opener onto Ducky. Now here we go, because Sia comes out from Winnie. Delena also
ooh, good transition.
And maybe this is the chance here for 100 T.
Gotta keep the aggression on as the meter goes up. Ducky.
Oh, he blocked it! He sent it back! Did you see that?
Just like that. Meteor in finds nothing.
Oh my God!
Gonna try to get more of this backline. Time's ticking. Meteors are falling. 100 Thieves can see the main stage to try to steal this win on the reverse of what they've had. Both tanks front lines ready and healthy. TTK pushing forward.
Come on, come on, 100 Thieves.
Even
though I think both teams should go to the playoffs and continue.
Reses up 1.7. Crazy's going crazy.
There's no way.
Off. We know what the Kitty can do, and Mash is now here as RAD will hold 100.
There is no way they held that, bro. What a hold, bro. What a hold.
Have to go back to the drawing board somehow, some way. The switch over to Thing was massive for RAD.
There is no way they held that, bro. I am surprised.
That's why the time bank's so important. Mash did use that ultimate, right? That's going to allow Millennia to just have the complete advantage. If these can play as one and show all 100 of those Thieves, they can come around with this main stage. But the land dream is still alive for RAD to get to the main stage. Vinny gets frozen middle.
Oh, come on. He's getting res. He's getting res. He's getting res.
TTK slams up down. Connection.
Oh, TTK is playing like LeBron James.
Mid in 7.
Both BRBs used here as well. RAD now trying to push up, have to try and hold on as they approach here. 100
kill the guys that are by themselves.
Meters, but again,
kill Lugia. Kill Lugia. He was alone.
They let the Devil out, and they are applying the damage.
The clutch factor is here. Vertigo's looking low. TTK finds the slice, the dice of the sword. It's all the legends.
That's GG's, chat. It's GG's. It's GG's. There's no way they win. Yeah, there's no way they hold. Nice. Wow.
The main stage as the crowd goes goes wild in LA and find themselves against their former
I love listening to the crowd, bro. I love listening to the crowd.
Questions were asked of 100 Thieves, but the answers were there time and time again. And speaking of time, it seemed like it was on Rad's side finally.
TTK, bro. That's good shit by 100 Thieves.